I know that in life we can't prepare for everything, but we can try, and I feel that in the end leads to a less stressful situation. So what I'm getting at is the time has come. I am, for anybody who didn't catch the previous videos, decluttering what is left. Obviously, I said I don't have that much left to declutter, but as it now looks like we are travelling much sooner, I decided I'm doing that final little push to declutter practically everything. All that I want to be left by the end of this decluttering session that obviously in the previous video I called my 7-step KonMari entire home declutter. I just want to have one bag of possessions left. We want to travel, to feel free and look for a place where we can live that has a more freeing feeling than perhaps living in an urban environment and even in a different country. So for my partner and I, Johnny, we want to travel to find our forever home. So the time has come where we try to get rid of the last things that are here, with the exception that because we are actually going to be living here for sort of a few weeks more, we do have to leave some basic things out to live. We're thinking more like what you would have, very basic Airbnb style. Now I know that some of you may be thinking, well, it's all kind of ready like that, but I feel like I can do a little bit more of a push, so that's what we're going to do today, as slowly, even as somebody that claims to be an extreme minimalist, particularly with my own possessions, you know, I'm not perfect. Occasionally a couple of things accumulate and occasionally we might make the wrong decision about things. For instance, one of the big things that came about in the last video was a while ago, my partner got a suitcase. We were going to use it as storage. We've decided that's not appropriate. We're using one duffel bag to store our possessions in, one bag. Everything else is coming with us. So the suitcase has ended up being redundant. We don't need it. It's sad when occasionally as minimalists we are wasteful and we haven't realised something that's going to occur before it happens, but you know, we can't see into the future, can we, before it happens. So we're going to go around the kitchen today, which actually is classed in the KonMari method as a miscellaneous area, but because it's such a big area, I consider it almost a step of its own. Because I love ceramics, it's definitely one of the hardest areas for me. And what I have decided to do, because this, in case you haven't noticed, has become a little backdrop for when I'm doing sort of just talky chat style videos, I am going to leave those cups and that shelf here, because that is the backdrop for my videos. So it may just be that I leave this here, ask the landlord whether that is okay, and it is a gift to a future tenant that they've got this extra storage shelf, which, believe me, is definitely needed in this property. And they've got these extra cups, with the exception of, I might pack that one, my favourite cup that I got in Hania, but all the others were just sort of bought locally, even though they are handmade. This one I actually got whilst travelling. I might keep it. We're still indeciders about what to do with the ceramics. It might be that the only thing I actually keep that is household or home is one tiny box of ceramics that we put in our duffel bag, sort of wrapped in all the coats to kind of keep them safe. Believe me, all we are keeping is one duffel bag of possessions. So if it doesn't fit in there, it isn't being kept. So in the meantime, we need to get down to that amount. Also guys, slight apology, my throat is still a little bit hoarse and I keep having to clear my throat. So that's why there are a few cuts, because it's when I have to clear my throat. So also, as we go around, the cover is still on the blind because I still haven't got round to painting this kitchen yet, but I will at some point, so I'm leaving that up there. Right, so let's begin. We're going to go around anti-clockwise. Or shall we go clockwise? No, let's go clockwise, because I feel like this is the cupboard that needs the most attention. So, what is here? Chopping board, natural cleaner, as in not harmful to aquatic life or any nasty chemicals. My coffee, cafetiere, or French press as some people say, has been left out because I have been using it this morning. Quick update on the cafetiere as well, because it's relevant, because we are decluttering it. I'm going to clear this out. I am going to declutter it because I can't take it with me. I will update you all on how I've been getting on with this since getting rid of my coffee machine. I've got to say, I miss the ease of having a coffee machine. But in a future home, when we find our forever home, I will probably invest in a bean to cup automatic coffee machine. I think it makes the least clutter whilst not using any capsules, not having to have an extra grinder, and takes up the least amount of space. They are my coffee plans for the future. That needs rinsing out and it's being gifted away. Kettle, got to keep the kettle till the absolute last minute. It is essential to life. I feel like we do have quite a few things I can get rid of. So these little crystal mini antique salt and pepper pots and a mustard pot. I think I'm going to clean these out even more thoroughly and give them away as a little gift. So we'll put them, shall we start a declutter pile from here? Yes, let's start a declutter pile over here. And I will show you all at the end. Containers, the last few jar type containers that I have. As you all know, I have got rid of a lot in the past. This is what is remaining. One for the herbal tea. Little tip, as I did promise I would give tips throughout. I once had about 10 jars on my cup shelf that you all just saw, all with different herbal teas. And I really had to start limiting myself because it is not possible to drink that many teas at once. Now, I can appreciate that people might like to keep different teas in for when they're in a different mood, but I would advise either buying a pack that is a multi-pack so that you can just have all different flavours in one container, or limiting yourself. What I had to do, because we've got a very tiny 2 metre by 2 metre kitchen, is only allow myself to get one herbal tea in at a time until it's used up, and then I can replace it. Otherwise I found that I was getting all these different kinds of teas, because you know, even consumable items can obviously start to take up quite a lot of space in our home, and we just don't have the space to do that. Obviously it's fine if you've got a big kitchen, but we haven't. That's a new jasmine tea that I'm trying. I really like it, but we are going to declutter some of these, so let's get them all out. This is actually supposed to be a water bottle, but I feel like it could be a storage jar as well. I don't need it, it's going. I can't even remember when I got that. These, my partner and I do use them. We will keep them until we go. Obviously, I said the thing about when we're travelling, not taking them, but we do use them while we're here. So for now, let's put them here. This is something that I put in my tea. I will keep that. The shelves do need a clean, but we're really just focusing on decluttering today. Maybe that's another video, cleaning everything. Now, what I need to do is a little bit of a swap around with the jars. So, 1 second. So I've got my other remaining amber glass jars out, and if I was going to favour one jar, it would probably be these, because they are the most multifunctional. Because they have the tight screw top lids, we often find that we can use these for so many different things. We obviously sometimes can use them as extra glasses to drink from, or we can put leftovers in them and put them in the fridge, so then they become almost like lunch boxes as well. So because they are the most multifunctional thing, we're going to swap them around, because at the moment, because my partner has got a couple of extra glasses, we don't need them as extra glasses. You'll see what I'm talking about as we get there. Because sometimes, don't forget guys, he does get things as well. He does buy things. And sometimes that people regularly say on my channel is to even now at this point be able to find a few extra things to declutter. Is it because you are constantly buying things? I think that's a bit over the top. As you can see by our home, we are definitely not constantly buying things. But in a small home, even if you sort of make 1 or 2 purchases a month, it soon starts to add up and look like extra stuff. And don't forget, it is not only me living here. Sometimes my partner, Johnny, is buying things as well, like the glasses you're about to see. So we now have that as our rice jar. This can be decluttered. Obviously, we're still going to need to eat in the remaining few weeks that we are here. So we will just keep that rice for now. And then there will be an absolute last declutter of the things as well. We are getting rid of absolutely everything and keeping the what's more than the basic essentials, the absolute essential to life items. What I have also decided upon is my partner really likes crackers, and these longer containers are really good for stopping the crackers going off. So for now, we will probably keep the largest one. We've got 3 of them. We'll put the flour in there. I'm going to do this over the sink, guys, so I don't make a mess. I'll be right back when the flour's in there. I said I wasn't going to make a mess, but I have. So we will sacrifice one of these tea towels to get it all off. They do need cleaning at some point anyway, but for now we are decluttering. Okay, 3 of them go there. We've got one that already has sugar in, and they can go down there. What does this one? Oh, this one can have the tea inside it. Tea. There we go. Can you all see? That is what the bottom is looking like. Declutter. Declutter. What else? Oh, we use this still. So, the ceramics, I'm going to leave them out to use them for the last couple of weeks that we are here, because as I said, I also want to do some filming to get ahead for the time that I am travelling, because I'm going to be travelling from now on 50% of the time as a digital nomad. So I want to basically make 26 videos to cover the half of the year, which is 26 weeks, that I am not at home, so that you guys still have home type minimalist content whilst I'm away. So I need to leave a couple of things in the cupboards because we have some minimalist home organisation and minimalist home tips to have a clutter-free home type videos coming up. So for now, I will leave my favourite little cups in the cupboard, but we can get rid of this little jug. Is it essential to life? No. Is it pretty? Yes. And that, under normal circumstances, is absolutely okay for us to keep, even in a minimalist home. But as I am trying to get all my possessions down to obviously just one bag, it's going. For a while, my partner was using this as a filter. He just can't be bothered with the faff on of it, which is why we agreed that in a future home, we're just gonna get a bean to coffee automatic machine. This can go. Now, the coffee and tea canisters, we definitely need to keep them. Am I going to need the stool? Yes. So, let me tell you all what's been going on with the cups. When we went on our recent cruise, we were given these. We might actually decide to keep them, but we don't want to carry them around with us all the time. So, as I mentioned in the Minimalist Freedom video where I did the updates at the end, we have to get everything down to one bag, one duffel bag, on top of our cold weather gear. If there is any space in that bag at all, anything that we foresee that we will want to use in the future. For instance, I discussed having one little packing cube within that for things that we might wear on more luxury vacation trips that are more formal. We will keep to not be wasteful, because obviously some of those items are quite expensive to replace, so I think they might fit in there. We will see whether we have enough space when it comes to that. I will show it, but for now they can just stay in here. Now, it was quite good that we got these because if you all remember, we had a black one and a white one of these, but my partner, Johnny, is absolutely terrible with cups because he takes them to work on a various construction site, and they usually last, if we're lucky, a month or so, and then he loses them. He leaves them on the site one night after work, and then they've either gone missing or blown away or lost or put in a skip by the following day. So we go through a lot of different ones of these, unfortunately, which for a while is why I just had paper ones that I gave to my partner, but I didn't really like the idea of that. So unfortunately we go through a lot. The reason I'm saying this is the black one is gone. It's gone missing. So I'm going to kind of leave that with my partner's stuff, as in use this one, and then we've got this set of two. But what I'm saying is, at some point or another, that one is going to also be lost to the construction site fairy. I don't know who takes it, but they get taken. So that can go in my partner's like little cupboard where he has his things that you'll see in a minute. His things that just he likes, if you know what I mean. So we'll put this back up here. Coffee, tea, definitely going to use that before we go. So all we've got now in this cupboard is a coffee and tea canister, a thermos, 2 trays on the top, which we do eat from because obviously we have no table, and 2 bowls, and we have these 4 little handleless cups which we can use as glasses. We also sometimes use them as like little fruit or yogurt pots, so they can act like little mini bowls as well, which is why I really like them. Little snack pots for like nuts and things. I absolutely love having pecans, so sometimes I have some pecans and things. So that is all we've got now in there, and to me all those things that are left in there are absolutely essential to our life, even for these last few weeks. So let's move on to the next cupboard. Quick little glimpse of the declutter pile so far. We've got all these sort of containers, so let's move round. Right, this cupboard may be a difficult one. So this is what I was talking about. In this bottom shelf, these are all things that my partner likes having. This may be a funny little anecdote which I'll share with you all. So we do have some stainless steel Tupperware up there that I'm about to show you, but the only problem with stainless steel lunchboxes is you obviously can't microwave them. So my partner said, look, I'm going to have to get a glass one for at work so I can put it in the microwave, because this is a Pyrex dish, which means it's microwavable. If you have a dishwasher, we don't. Too small, the kitchen, but it also goes in the dishwasher, and it also can go in the oven, which makes it actually quite multifunctional. And although it is my partner's, we sometimes just take the lid off, and we can also use it as like a casserole dish. Also, my partner does sometimes like very, very big portions. And our bowls, as you perhaps saw them, sort of only quite small. Let me show you. These are what I call our bowl plates, because they're flat on the bottom, so you can use it for sort of egg on toast, sandwiches, but they also act as bowls, but they're literally only the size of your hand. So sometimes when my partner is very, very hungry after doing a very labour-intensive day at work, he likes just to have a huge bowl of pasta. So he actually bought himself that, but it actually comes in handy because, like the glass lunchbox, it is oven-proof, it is microwavable, and therefore I can also cook things in it. I can also use it as my mixing bowl, so it's very, very multifunctional. So I hope that even though throughout these videos I am decluttering, I am giving you all ideas about how you can downsize if you have sort of multifunctional items like this. So for now, these need to stay out because my partner uses them. And what else do we have? We have a steamer, because often we steam our vegetables at the same time as cooking, and this means we don't need as many pans because we can just steam vegetables in here. But also can be used as a colander. So when we want to get all our pasta out of our water, we can just pour it through there as well. So it's a colander and a steamer in one, and it goes very little. This is the lid off of our pan. It in general just lives on top of there because we use the other thing I'm about to show you a lot. So also in there, guys, my partner has 2 of these glasses. This one, see what I mean about the hard water? This is why I've sort of given up drinking out of the glasses and I prefer the other cups, but my partner isn't as bothered. Because we have hard water, it's really hard to get them completely clean without this sort of residue on them, but he has 2 of them. The other is in the sink because I have left a few things in the sink from this morning. Our only pans. I have decluttered 2 pans, guys. I already, before this video, got rid of the glass pan finally, and got rid of the larger one of these 2 pans as it was even more burnt on than this. This is ceramic coated stainless steel, but even the ceramic is not unsusceptible to burning. I've tried oven cleaner and all sorts on the outside. I just can't get it off. So because it's still fine to cook in it, we're just going to keep it while we're here. We need to be able to cook right up until the last minute that we go. So for now, those 2 pans are staying here. That is the handle that obviously clips between both of them, so you don't have handles taking up loads of space in your cupboards. This is our other little pan that previously just got used as a lunchbox. But it is basically, can be used as a lunchbox. It can be used to store leftovers in. And the great little thing about it is it has this extra little layer that almost acts like a mini little plate as well. And obviously the lid that you just saw goes on there. And then when you want to make it smaller, it just clips up like that. But lately, because we got rid of those other 2 pans, we've been using this more as a pan again, whereas before it was just a lunchbox. And in the top shelf, I may have to go higher now because it's not in frame. I'm going to have to bend down while I talk to you all about this. This is the lunchbox that my partner uses for work when it is cold stuff and he doesn't need to heat it up. We will keep that until we leave. If we have enough space in our duffel bag, we may even keep it because we do quite like them. It all depends on how much space we have when we get down to actually packing our remaining belongings into this wonderful bag that we're going to leave in care of my mum whilst we take one backpack or suitcase, carry-on suitcase with us. My partner's leaning towards just one sort of 60-litre backpack. I might have to take a carry-on because I'll also have a tech bag which weighs about 10 kilograms. But if I take my carry-on suitcase, that's actually only 40 litres. My carry-on tech bag is only 20 litres, so I'll actually still just have 60 litres. It'll just be shared up in a different way. My partner likes to have a whiskey glass. I suppose that could stay down there with his other glasses, like his little shelf of stuff that he likes. We keep going backwards and forwards with these guys. Do you all remember at one point I actually gave one of these away to my mum, but as she's also been having a little bit of a clear out lately, I ended up with it back. But this was before I knew the news that I know now. We are intending to be travelling most of the time, so I don't need 2 of these as well as the brown glasses. We've now got those glasses as well. I think it's time to finally part with them, but I don't know why I like them so much. I think it's because they've got the measuring thing on the front, which I really like. Definitely going to get rid of one of them, but we may get rid of 2, so let's put them over in the decluttering pile. For now, they can stay. There is 2 of them. That's all we've got in there. Let's put them over there. So that is now all we have in that cupboard. 2 lunch boxes, 3 pans, and my partner's glassware. Those things are essential even to our final few weeks here. What's in the other cupboard? We'll have a look. But I have to move you all as well, actually, because one thing that's really weird about filming in here is with the building being so old, it actually does not have an even floor, and often you look kind of off balance because of that. Even though I had a clear out of this cupboard, I think a couple of months ago, it slowly accrued a few kind of condiments and things back in here. I do eat very cleanly, and my partner has definitely been making improvements in that area, but he still does have quite a few condiments. So we'll go through here and see what is in here and even check if anything's out of date and stuff. So I think I might even need to sit on the cabinet to do this. I'm not sure. We'll do our best. So what do we have? We have jam that should actually be in the fridge, so let me put that in there. We have some Himalayan rock salt, great for a source of iodine. Bread, squash. This has been a little bit of an improvement for my partner because he was still drinking some soda, and it's a slight improvement from soda because it's half real juice and half water, like a high juice. Mayonnaise, rice vinegar. Is that out of date? That is out of date, guys. It's 6 months out of date. I think that is definitely time to get rid of it. Maple syrup, organic maple syrup, we love it. Japanese soy sauce, is this out of date? Oh wow, these are all out of date. Oh my god, I can't actually believe that there is stuff that's gone out of date. Right, I'm feeling like I have to check all of these now, hold on. 2027, that's fine. Salad cream, do you guys have that? I know my biggest audience is in the US. Do you have salad cream? It's lovely. It's like a cross between mayo and mustard with a little bit of sweetness. That's okay, we've got some time. Rice vinegar. Does vinegar even go out of date? Oh my word, yes it does. So this went out of date in March. I actually think we've been using this. Wow. So really, I don't know if it really does go out of date because we've been using it and nothing's happened to us. That's fine. I bet this is out of date. That's out of date. Guys, I can't even believe it. Has it gone out of date? This can't be out of date. I feel like he only just bought this. Oh, it's okay. We've got a couple of months left on that. Toasted sesame oil. Oh, it's okay. We've got another month left to use that tiny bit up there. That's quite nice in Asian cooking. Right. What about this one? This is my wasabi sriracha. This is probably one of the condiments I do use, and it's out of date. Oh well, at least I used half of it. Right, so that's out of date. Shows you have to keep track of these things. It's probably my most neglected area of decluttering, the pantry cupboard. Right. Oh shit. They're all out of date. Let's put them all on the declutter pile. What else do we have? Let me try and move to do this. So this one basket we actually kept because it comes in handy for little snacks. My partner sometimes still does have snacks. For instance, he does still treat himself. He says treat, like for the occasional little bit of junk food. Seabrook crisps. They're a Yorkshire brand. What else? We've got some wholemeal wraps. Usually what we do is anything that is half opened, this is the basket where we put the half opened things. He does take them to work occasionally. Ramen, definitely not the healthiest, but I think as a one-off backup, maybe not too bad. So he does have them. Spaghetti. Things have kind of got muddled up here, as normally we just have dried food up here. For instance, I love the rice noodles that you sort of use in Thai and Vietnamese food. And I love the Vietnamese rice wrappers for making rainbow rolls or spring rolls. Not fried ones, but the steamed ones. And then we also have some seaweed. So nothing we can declutter there. It's all just food ingredients. My partner does like peanut butter sandwiches for work. I feel like that can be his like snack shelf, dried food, and then we've got condiments and a bit of bread. So that's okay. We have dealt with that cupboard. let's show you what's in the other cupboards. I am on the floor because quite frankly there's no other way to show you all this other stuff. So down here we have the odd spice jar. We're not decluttering them until the last minute because we do cook every day, and spices are obviously what makes fresh food taste nice. So we are going to keep some of the spices. In terms of herbs, I actually buy all fresh herbs, so fresh coriander, fresh basil, fresh parsley. Herbs we buy fresh, but spices obviously come in powder form, and we currently only have 6 of those magnetic jars. Our dustpan down there, definitely going to need that to keep sweeping up before we leave. Now this cupboard, I haven't shown you all inside this cupboard for a long time. Maybe I need to actually put you over there so you can see. This cupboard, because we have such limited storage in our property, it's actually become a cupboard for stuff that is not at all to do with the kitchen. Currently, excuse all the marks on the inside, it is a very old kitchen now, so there's a few scuffs and things. The top of this cupboard has become, if I can get you all in, I can't even really get you all in, but it's become a cupboard for all my partner's laptop equipment, as there is just no place to put it. So we basically cleaned out the whole cupboard, we did disinfect it even though it is marked, and he now uses that as his laptop cupboard. And he has been enjoying using the stand that I used to use because his laptop is quite big and it does get hot underneath, so it stops it from overheating. So that's now his. He's going to use that until we go. The laptop stand might be something that we try to fit in the duffel bag that we leave behind. If not, we'll get rid of it. The only reason we're reluctant perhaps to get rid of it is we know we will want it in the future, but it's very big, so we'll decide about that. At the bottom, we just have the bird seed, which we obviously feed some birds that we rescue sometimes, and also birds outside. We enjoy just sort of putting a little bit of bird seed on our quite large window ledge, so we keep that in there as well. Now, where else have I not shown you? Let's have a look. In here, nothing fancy. It is literally just our recycle bin. Look at all the flour I've just got on those tea towels. They definitely need washing. And the cutlery drawer, is there anything we can declutter in there? Let's have a look. So, the cutlery drawer. Can you all even see in there? Maybe just. All these, we definitely use these. We're going to continue to use them before we go. We also do use our straws and our cutlery. We use our chopsticks all the time. What we don't use all the time, because they just came free with the chopstick, are these chopstick rests. They are ceramic. My partner has enjoyed using them for a while. They were for Christmas last year, but we don't actually need them, and we won't give them away with the chopsticks, because even though the chopsticks are stainless steel, they had this paint on them and the paint is slowly coming off, so we will just keep them and use them until we leave, but these can be gifted away. In the back of this drawer we have a filter that came with the cafetiere. We had a rolling pin, which normally I do actually use to make pizza dough, but I'm not going to need that. I'll probably gift that to my mum. We have a marker pen that we leave each other notes on the side with. What else do we have? We have a bag clip for, like it sounds, clipping things up. A bottle cleaner, another bag clip, and a wine stopper, because my partner does occasionally have wine. I don't really drink, so those things can just live in there for now, as I feel like we do still use them for like half opened pasta or rice that won't fit in the jar. However, that thing can stay out because it is going with the coffee filter. Random lid, don't know what that's for, that can go. So all that stuff we use and it can stay. The final place that at the moment looks a little bit of a mess, because it's like where we end up putting everything that doesn't fit anywhere else. I don't know why I've still got that in my hand. So for a while, guys, I was actually keeping the robot vacuum in here, because there is a plug under there, I discovered it was a place, like somebody suggested, to be able to charge the robot vacuum but have it out of sight, so it sort of wasn't out anymore. But we just discovered that this is our biggest area for storage in our kitchen, because it's sort of higher. With it being under the sink, it's got the most space this way. So my partner keeps his air fryer in here. He uses that all the time when he's sort of, if he's ever cooking for himself, he cooks in there. So I don't ever use it, he does, so he will continue to use that till the absolute last minute that we move out. He also has more squash in there. We will obviously continue to use our tin opener or can opener right up until we leave. It's obviously a place here as well where we keep oversized bottles because it's taller. So we keep our extra virgin olive oil in there. And then the only other thing that we have is our blender slash juicer. That will absolutely also be used up until the last minute that we go. I make things like soups in it and also green juices, and it also does crush ice, although we're getting a little bit out of iced coffee season. So all that stuff, it will absolutely be used till the last minute. That's all we've got in there. And at the side of our Japandi curtain, we literally just keep our cleaner down there, our detergent, our washing detergent for the washing machine, which is an eco-friendly one. And my partner has this one extra random pan for making pancakes and eggs. It's a little bit discoloured, but it still works. It is, again, stainless steel coated, that's not right, ceramic coated stainless steel. And he likes it for doing perfectly round eggs and also perfectly round pancakes, because he's not that good at that. Perhaps why he also has an air fryer, I don't know. So that might as well just live there until then. And in there he also has a wine bottle opener, although technically, I've just thought of something. Do we need that? Because the back of our tin opener is also a beer bottle opener. Oh, but it's not a wine bottle opener, so we literally have that in for if we have guests, which we do have guests who come round just to have like a coffee or a drink with us, like refreshments to chat, but we don't ever obviously have meals or sit down meals, which is why we never sort of have a dining table or loads of cutlery and crockery. And we tend to, if guests come round, just serve finger food on a platter, so sort of sushi or pizza and things that people can just sort of pick at. But we do need that, because we may even have a leaving party, so then we will definitely need that. So that's everything down there. This is all the stuff that I am decluttering from the kitchen. Obviously there's going to be more to come at the very last minute, but for now this can all definitely go. I'm going to add it to the declutter pile, which of course I will show you the final result of at the end of this sort of decluttering series to leave. Obviously we've already covered digital tech, not digital but tech type products. We've covered minimalist sort of bathroom care products. I've decluttered a lot of that in one of the previous videos, and we did all kind of miscellaneous home products like your junk box and things in another previous video. And now we've done kitchen. So what is still to come? The actual trying to organise and fit it all in our one bag to see if we can keep the odd thing we've decided to keep or whether we have to declutter anymore. And also deciding what bag to take, and the absolute final declutter when we get rid of things. Also the plants. The plants will obviously have to go at the very last minute. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy them for a little bit longer, as they do serve a little bit of a backdrop for some of my talkie videos. Same goes for the macrame and things on the wall in the hallway. But everything else that I don't use to either create my videos or live can go. I'm going to clean these out. I'm going to add them to the declutter pile. Obviously, these are just going to be cleaned out and recycled. And then in a future video, you will all get to see the huge declutter pile. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and hopefully it's given you a few ideas about multifunctional items that you can possibly use in your own home to be able to have less things, own less things, and therefore have a more clutter-free home. See you in the next one. Bye.